I'm pleased to report a very strong performance in Q3 of FY17, where we have reported a strong revenue growth of 32% from 829 crores last fiscal to 1092 crores this fiscal. At an EBITDA level, we've seen a jump of 57% from 206 crores last fiscal to 324 crores this fiscal. Net profit surged 65% from 104 crores last fiscal to 171 crores this fiscal. Margins improved considerably from 25% last fiscal to 30% this fiscal. And if you look at EBITDA and margins, you can clearly see a huge improvement in the quality of earnings. A better product mix, largely supported by our biologics performance this quarter. Licensing income also contributed to this. It doubled from 34 crores last fiscal to 79 crores this fiscal. And I would like to emphasize that this is, on top of the fact that our R&D spends continue to be in line with what we've done in the past. R&D at a gross level was 100 crores and at a net level it was 85 crores, which is still up from last fiscal, which was at 68 crores at a net level. And we continue to remain very focused on an R&D led strategy. I would say that as a company, you can see that Biocon's R&D led strategy is beginning to deliver very rich returns for us as an organization, as a company. As you know, we've always believed that we were very differentiated as a company, and we are now beginning to gain visibility as a front runner in biologics out of India, as a biosimilars company out of India, and we clearly want to build on this leadership profile going forward. I would like to basically touch upon some very important highlights that we hit and milestones that we hit this quarter. Starting with the US FDA acceptance of our biosimilar trastuzumab BLA, and as you know, the target action date has been set for 3rd September 2017. This is a huge milestone for Mylan and Biocon. Added to that was the fact that we now have 3 regulatory submissions in EMA which have been very successful: pegfilgrastim, insulin glargine, and biosimilar trastuzumab. We expect to follow up with the biosimilar trastuzumab in the US as well, with both pegfilgrastim and insulin glargine. So you can see that we have delivered extremely well on 3 of the biosimilars in our pipeline. We expect to follow suit with both adalimumab and bevacizumab, by next fiscal. So I think we are very well poised to be a front runner in biosimilars. Now, a huge milestone that we hit this quarter was also the offtake agreement that we signed with the Ministry of Health in Malaysia. This is a 300 million ringgit offtake agreement for the supply of recombinant human insulin cartridges and reusable pens to cater to the demand that the Malaysian health ministry has for treating diabetes in Malaysia. And this is to be done over a 3-year period with a possible extension of an additional 2 years. This is a very important milestone for Biocon Malaysia because it offsets the anticipated depreciation and fixed costs that we will start capturing next fiscal. And this Malaysian facility is also expected to cater to other emerging markets which will happen after such regulatory inspections are conducted by the emerging markets that we presently cater to. But all in all, what this means is that the Malaysian entity will now basically offset these costs, and there might be a marginal loss in the Malaysian entity, but basically it will have very minimal impact or negligible impact on the P&L of Biocon at a consolidated level. I also believe that we've had some other very important milestones that we have delivered on. Rosuvastatin ANDA got approval in the US, so that basically opens our innings in the generics side of the business. APIs are doing very well. Small molecules had a stellar quarter, and on the back of statins and immunosuppressants. And we also, were very proud to see that we were the only Indian pharmaceutical company that made a debut on the Asia IP Elite list of 2016, where we were recognized for our IP-led value creation strategy by Business Congress Asia. So again, I think you can see that Biocon has remained very steadfast to its IP-led, R&D-led strategy, which has really begun to deliver very rich returns for us as a company and to our shareholders. In terms of our novel pipeline, I'd just like to mention that again, this is a very exciting pipeline that we have put together. Insulin Tregopil is all set to enter pivotal clinical trials this calendar year. And we expect many of our programs, whether it is our Fusion Map program or our BVX20 program or our other programs, we expect to be filing INDs this calendar year. Two of our programs, which is the Quark partnered program for a siRNA program, is beginning to advance very nicely in the clinic. This is a global trial where India is also one of the centers, and we have seen a very rapid ramp up of randomization of patients for NION, and this is an important program. And itolizumab also continues to progress very well. We have an ongoing important phase 1 trial in Australia, and we expect to complete that trial later this year and file an IND, and I think that's a very, very important optic for us. So I think overall we see Biocon going forward as a very recognized player in biologics. We are investing heavily not just in R&D but in making sure that we are a very vertically integrated biologics company as we move into the future, with the kind of global capacity, the global scale that we need across our businesses. We are very unique as a company because we are the only company really developing both insulin analogs and as well as the biosimilar MABs and biologics. So I think that places us in a very unique spot as we look into the future.